away from his beloved world title belts that he had fought so hard to earn and get. And here he is back in action against a Filipino southpaw. And one thing we know about Burnett is he has that sharp, fast explosivity.
He has that wide stance. He's always cocked, ready to explode in and out of attacks. So he has those fast feet.
Not only a return to action, it's a return to Belfast as well for the first time since last October. Sorry, when he won the belt against Zakianov, didn't he? Strong fighter. That was when he added the WBA belt to his IBF that he'd won previously against Lee Haskins.
Nice and sharp here so far, Burnett.
He's always lived the life, Burnett. He's always been dedicated to this sport. He's always trained like a champion, even from the very early days.
Good there from Burnett. You see when he attacked there, he just took a massive step to the left with that foot.
Thinking what he's doing already, he's moving around the target to set up opportunities. Just a little reminder there not to be too gung-ho.
Could he take that foot on the outside? He's always on the outside of the right hand there, Gomera. So you got to turn to throw. Just see that little half a second takes the turn. Just lines him up for that right hand there of Burnett. Just keeps him turning. Means he can't let his punches go.
Good start by Burnett, straight down to business, looking sharp. Oh, well, he landed a shot which actually landed on the gloves, Burnett, and there was a sharp, cracking left hook counter that came back from Gomera.
That's good from Gomera, because Burnett commits himself when he attacks. If he can block or if he can take it and throw back, he might catch Burnett on the move.
He's only been stopped twice, Gomera, once sort of 5 or so years ago, and then last July when he lost in 7 to Zhu Can, who recently won a WBA featherweight title in the States against Jesus Rojas.
There's a lovely short, as you were talking, there's a lovely short left hook from Burnett. Just chopped down with it. Beautiful shot. Been clipped a few times, but apart from that, I think it's been a good round. Been out for so long. Got a full range of movement. It looks like he's pushing off that back leg with no worries. You see there.
And look how sharp that shot was. Got a right hand off, zip round the target. Good start.
You can see they want to stay nice and low, block and counter. They're just saying, don't take it on your arms. You can see that by the movement.
I know you understand anyway. Multi-language, multi-skilled Barry Jones, former world champion. Into the second round. Burnett against Gomera. And Burnett in the all black.
Good right hand there from Burnett, well timed. He's moving back, so there wasn't much weight on the shot. It's good there from Gomera there. See, he missed with the first one, but just threw another left hand straight after it. Doubling up with that left hand there in the southpaw stance. When you've got a guy with good head movement like Burnett, you've got to throw your punches in clusters. He'll make you miss with single shots or two or even 3 punches at a time. You've got to just let him go. Fast cluster the punches, aim for the chest, just above the chest area.
Well, he's wildly missing there, Gomera. Just maybe getting through with a left hand there, Gomera. Is he just starting to find his rhythm?
That's just the risk. No, I think Burnett's trying to be offensive, and I think boxing with your hands low, sometimes if you're not always switched on, you have nothing to defend yourself against. You're relying on your reflexes constantly, which works when you are switched on, but if you switch off now and again, you can get clipped. This is better here from Burnett.
That was interesting. No shots landed in that exchange, but just maybe starting to hold his ground. He was looking to vend any potential attacks and stay in range there. Burnett is Gomera's still coming forward in this round.
Just eased up, haven't he, all of a sudden, Burnett? He's not getting hit with anything major, but he's in the pressure here a little bit.
Missing the loads, though. So I think it's a lot of huff and puff in industry without too much effect. Gomera, he's clipped by left hand. Burnett's enjoying this.
He's making him miss with most of the attacks, but you don't want to be there because the intention is you're not doing anything and the guy's the one working away.
And then a little bit of quality from Burnett. All that sort of flail and effort from Gomera, and he's clipped by 3 or 4 punches in response. Another right hand gets through from Burnett right at the end of that round. A little bit of class to finish it. Into the third round then. Next month it'll be 2 years since Ryan Burnett won the IBF title against Lee Haskins over 12 rounds when he topped the bill. Did the same thing again in Belfast a few months later. That was October of 2017 when he topped the bill in Belfast, and he also won the WBA against Zanat Zakianov that night while defending the IBF for the first time as well. Although it'll be on his record, Barry, that he has one loss, one retirement loss on his record, he'll feel really that he's not been beaten, I suspect.
Yeah, of course. I was there that night. Even Burnett wasn't happy with the result of the way it went. So no one was happy that night. It was just a nightmare for Burnett, it really was. But he's back. He's back and he's looking sharp.
And speaking of the back, so far so good.
Yeah. Body's a lovely shot.
And I think he has
low. I thought it was a good shot.
And he has the style, Burnett, doesn't he? Where he's sort of exploding into combinations and shots. He's got that sort of alert, active movement style that you fancy as he gets through with a couple of accurate shots. You fancy you might just have seen it if there was any problem.
Good shot there, lovely left hand there from Burnett, and again.
Trying to let his shots go now, Burnett, maybe slightly crowding his work.
I think what's good there for Burnett, more than the punch, he's moving his feet around the target. And Gomera is struggling just to fire back.
And I mentioned that defeat for Zhu Kan, or Kan Zhu, depending on how you pronounce the Chinese Christian and surnames, last July. He lost in 7, but as I said, Zhu's gone on to win a world title. I think it underlines that there's a certain stability and solidness to Gomera. Burnett is going to have to work for the openings if he's going to get him out of there tonight.
He's not going to fold easy, Gomera. Nothing wrong with that shot there, though. That hit the arms there of Gomera, and just saying it looks like he was playing him a little bit low, and it wasn't. I think Burnett's got some good rhythms to his work in this round. Just some lovely little moves off the ropes.
Oh, lovely body shot.
But yet haven't really shown the power to really trouble Gomera, and that's why he's always looking to fire back. And a competitive fight like this is probably something that Burnett needed.
Naoya Inoue, of course, in action tomorrow night in Glasgow. He's just signed with Top Rank. Ryan Burnett just signed with Top Rank. People will talk.
Good shot there from Burnett. Lovely right hand. And a good round there, Ryan Burnett.
It's been a good pace. It's been an active fight so far. It has not been over that some thought just a possibility for Ryan Burnett tonight. I think he's going to have to work, and more importantly, he's going to have to think, and he might have to do a few rounds.
Not for the want of trying it from Burnett. As you can see, once he thought he had Gomera on the on the go. He went right at him, picking his shot. But what was good about Burnett, he always moving around the target, changing direction with his feet, not really setting himself. So he lacks a bit of pop.
Into the next then. Lots of little glimpses of the quality, the undoubted quality of Ryan Burnett, that's taken him to 2 World Championship belts so far in his career, and he'll be so eager. You fancy, Barry, I mean, this was originally slated for a title. The check weight for Gomera meant that wasn't on the table, but it matters not really. Burnett's the sort of guy, A, he needs to get back in, but B, he's got the quality that he is straight into that world conversation.
All his international belts, they're fantastic maybe for when you're coming up the ranks to give you a rating, but he wouldn't need it just to get back into a good opponent, which is a decent opponent, and that'll be enough to get him there and get him in probably a world title shot if he wants it, if there's anything spare going. And more weight he's going to be at, more importantly.
Oh, that's right now. Opening up, getting through with some shots now, Burnett. So the first minute of this fourth.
That was low there. Good call by the referee.
These days, it doesn't matter if it's boxing or MMA. You're almost criticised if you take any time for a low shot, aren't you?
It was on the waistband. They don't know if you beat it on the waistband, they can react further down, of course. But it wasn't massively low, but it was low.
Unintentional, you suspect?
He's looking for that solar flex, isn't he? Or the bread basket, whatever you want to call it.
Oh, tried it again. Nothing wrong with that one.
Oh, nice left hook there as well from Burnett. Be careful there. His head movement's got to be nice and sharp. Just going through the motions a little bit there with the head moves, Burnett. Just got caught. Nothing heavy. Lovely.
It's all about the movement and the feet for Burnett.
Great shot.
Yeah, it is. He sticks his tongue out, the Filipino, but I think that's because he knows that was a cracker.
Well, he's on the balls with his feet, Burnett, so there's just it lacks maybe the power that maybe he could get off it if he just planted his feet a little bit more. But I think for what he gains by being able to move around, it's worth lacking that little bit of weight.
Landed another right hand there, Burnett. He barely blinked, Gomera. I think he's going to be tough, this guy. Oh, that's a shot. Again, Gomera wears it well.
Tough this Gomera, isn't he? Taking everything.
Just about to say, this is a tough little hombre. There's another clean right hand. The accuracy's coming back for Burnett. Another little complaint there from Gomera.
Good shot again there from Burnett, right through the guard with that long, beautiful right hand. Again, he gives a bit of momentum, and he just gets that rhythm in his work, Burnett, and he's really hard to stop.
Burnett got through with about 5 or 6 right hands, searing right hands in that round. Will they take effect later on? Some of the action from the previous round, and while the heads came close, there was a low blow in that round as well, but the last minute of it, Ryan Burnett started to land rather freely.
He worked his way into the round, didn't he, Burnett? But once he started to land with regularity there, he really put his touches together as well. Moving on the target, the footwork's really good from Burnett. And he's starting to dominate slightly now.
The ever-calm presence of Adam Booth in that corner as well. Into round 5. This one. Ryan Burnett approaching halfway. Don't get any sense that he's looking to do rounds here, Barry. He's landing the right hand freely. Just wonder, another couple of rounds, if he can be as accurate as that, you surely think it might just start to tell.
It be a great result if he can. I can't see it. I think he's picking him off at ease, but I just think Gomera looks a tough guy. I think you really got to hurt him, and then when you hurt him, you've got to pile on the pressure. No, I think Burnett can do that, can pile on the pressure, but because his feet are always a constant movement, he doesn't plant his feet enough to really get the purchase that he needs to stop a guy like this.
Yeah, he does look solid. I think that's a fair shout.
Listen, he could stop him. I think some of those, if he gets that body shot right, that whipping across the body, he's hitting with some fantastic shots. Even there, Gomera looks swinging, but he has to take a little clipping shot coming in.
This is again so much confidence, Burnett, in his own ability, his own head movement, his speed. Oh yes, quality, real quality from Burnett. That inspires the crowd and also instigates a rally from Gomera. Burnett tempting Gomera in. He's trying to walk him onto a shot. Tried the uppercut, didn't quite work for him.
It's not what you want to be in the corner, but Burnett's, no, to be fair, he's blocking everything. Quite comfortable. No frustration yet for Gomera, even although he's been missing a great deal. He's been picked off often too. Oh, what a shot. What a shot.
And again, Gomera takes it. There's been a highlight sequence, a highlight reel of eye-catching shots from Burnett.
That was the best one though, because that was the distance was right, the timing was right, everything was spot on with that shot.
Has gone the distance.
Oh, and again.
Most of his recent fights, Burnett, 12 rounds with Parejo when he defended that WBA title last year in Cardiff. That was on the AJ Joseph Parker bill. And 12 rounds with Zakianov when he won the IBF, defended the IBF, won the WBA. Of course, 12 rounds with Haskins too. So, as is ever the case, up at world level.
Reactions are spot on for this round, especially here from Burnett. Just making this fella's trying, he's throwing punches there, Gomera, he's making him miss with ease and making him pay for every mistake.
And although there was some talk about a stoppage win, the most important thing is how good Burnett's and how sharp Burnett looks on this return. It's defence to attack that is so impressive.
Dropping your hands is so risky, but it almost encourages a fella on. That's what's happening here. Burnett is encouraging him on because the reactions are really good. That's a fantastic shot. Look at that. Right on the button. In that round especially, he picked his shots well. Frustrated Gomera for the first time, with a little bit despondent that he couldn't hit the target. Even though he kept trying to throw a lot of shots, and was picked off with ease, with a bit more purchase in the punches in that round from Burnett.
Into round 6 then. Ryan Burnett, all black trunks up against Gomera. And there's no doubt that Ryan Burnett, he's looked in little danger the more this one has gone on. He's in control of the contest. Is that a what? Oh, well, I was going to say he's going to get a warning. Is that a bit early?
Well, we've seen him clearly warn him twice. That's the second time. He might have been telling him throw. A few are straight low, but I think Burnett's got a little bit of a point with his argument that they're hitting the arms and going low. They're ricocheting off. What happens there? Gomera, he's constantly touching his groin protector anyway. I'm not sure if he got an issue with it, so it's maybe just magnifying the point that he's getting hit a little bit low.
And picked off there again. Look at that fantastic defence from Burnett, trying to turn that into attack once again. Every time he has a succession of punches landed. The crowd start to build to a crescendo.
Some lovely head movement there, up close there from Burnett. See, even though you would never tell anyone to drop, oh, what a shot. You'd never tell anyone to drop their hands that close to the distance. You can see the concentration in his face.
Big right hand again from Burnett. It's almost a sixth sense where these punches whizzing by, missing by millimeters, if not centimeters.
You see why Gomera's calling for that uppercut, because Burnett, he puts his head so close to you that he's safe because he's too close to the target.
That was another semi-complaint from Gomera. Now the right hand landed on the cheek from Burnett. Starting to get through again. Oh, that's a good body shot from him. And again, oh, it's the second one. He's complained there. No way. He landed two. He's counted him out. Referee spot on. Gomera. He was trying to work it, Gomera. Ryan Burnett landed two left hooks behind the elbow. A bona fide body shot. And Gomera was trying to con the referee, and he's counted him out.
I don't know what to say about that. You tend to... He was getting picked off and slowly beat out Gomera, but he looked tough. But that looked like a swallow.
100%.
He got it a couple of them were low, and I think Burnett was right, sort of protested that some of them were hitting the arms and going a bit, ricocheting a little bit low. But it wasn't enough to turn his back. But
there's the first one.
Nothing wrong with that. That's a little bit low there, but that's not.
Unless Barry, it was a delayed reaction from that first one.
I don't know. Again though, like we've seen it recently about a low blow and enough to turn your back and not want to know, and it all stems from getting totally outboxed and slowly beat up for the four or five rounds, and I think that's what it is.
And you can see the body language there. Ryan Burnett's more or less saying to Gomera how tough he was up until that point.
Well, and the hardest thing is, it's not so much when you're getting beat. Sometimes you're in a tough fight and you're getting hurt, you dig in. If you're having success back, you dig in. But his success started off okay with Gomera. The first round he was hitting back, but the last sort of 3 rounds he couldn't land with a shot. And I mean, Burnett was right in front of him, but he got the head move was a little bit sharp in the last few rounds for Burnett. And he stayed close to the target, made him miss all the time, and made him pay for every time he missed. And I think that more than getting hit in low or the body shots was what really gave him the option to turn his back and say, I might just sit this one out.
Well, it's the result that some anticipated, if perhaps the manner of it in the end, at the end, was slightly unexpected given the pattern of the play. But he'll take it, Ryan Burnett, and he was looking good in the process. Let's get confirmation of it with 10.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee John Latham called to stop to the action at 2 minutes and 1 second of round number 6 due to red corner unable to defend themselves. Declaring your winner, Ryan!
Rank crew, along with MTK, can start plotting his journey forward, I think it's fair to say. And that journey, Barry, almost certainly destined back for the world stage.
I think what tonight was most important, that there was no problem with the back. I think more than anything else, and he had to look good. He looked good against a guy who's a good opponent, not the top echelons of the world level, but a decent opponent who's boxed at a good level, and he totally dominated. Played with him in it for most parts of the fight. Gets the stoppage, and also the back's okay, and he's back where he belongs, and he's looking for world titles.